Hello, loves. It's your girl, Reese Reviews. Welcome home, where today we'll be discussing Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 13, Forecast Sunny or Shady. So, let's get right on into the video. We start off the first scene with Mel. We haven't seen her start a scene in a minute, and it's good to actually have a fresh scene and not a continuation because, baby, as much as the continuations be like, okay, we continuing this, like, really, we still on that? Not gonna lie. So she's also with a general contractor, and she has some of her students from her property preservation that's on site, so they're able to kind of like do a walkthrough. Mel is also on Zoom for the people who are not able to attend in person so that they could see what's going on as well. So you could tell that Mel in this scene is all about her business. As she's going through the home, she figures, hey, I should definitely hit up Sunny because Sunny does this as well, and she remembers her and Sunny's conversation as to where Sunny was telling her that she also flips homes and does things of that nature. So you know what she does? She goes on to FaceTime and FaceTime Sunny. Now I'm gotta be honest, this particular part of the scene looks very, very forced. It really does not look natural. It looks like, okay, let's try to get her in on the scene so that she has a common person to talk to because y'all kind of do the same kind of thing. So it didn't really seem genuine. I'm going to be very honest. It didn't seem genuine. It just seemed like, okay, let's get them in the scene together because obviously Sunny needs somebody to film with. Mel and Sunny both rehab homes, or Mel does her property preservation and Sunny does flipping homes on the side or whatever, so for her investment properties. So once Sunny gets on the phone, Mel's like, hey girl, and again, it looks very, very fake, this particular part of the scene, not the property preservation, but the conversation with Sunny. So those who get it, those who don't. Sunny's like, yeah, I'm just at home taking care of a couple things. And then Mel is like, oh, okay, I know that you said that you flip properties and things like that. Then that's when Sunny's like, oh, well, me and Moses thinking about moving to Huntsville. And Mel is like, huh? In confessional. And this is what was so weird to me because in the actual scene, Sunny tells her, me and Moses are into investing. We do want to invest some properties. We do have friends that live in Huntsville. We met a lot of friends there and we met some acquaintances as well. So, and it's booming. We want to invest. So we figure, why not? Mel gets in confessional and says she is surprised that she heard that they're going to be moving to Huntsville or thinking about it. She does not know whether they have family there, whether they have friends there, but she already told you that. So obviously, I don't know. I don't know. Sunny clearly said they have friends there and they also had acquaintances, so why not? And then Mel gets in confessional and says, I don't know if she got any family or friends here, but I just hope they not trying to be petty. Okay, whatever. Mel asked her if she's coming to Kimmy's event. Sunny says, unfortunately, she would not be at Kimmy's event. And Mel said, okay, well, I'm glad I asked because I have an announcement that I would like to make there, but I'll tell you about it, a little bit later after the fact since she won't be there. I guess she does not want to kind of spoil the surprise. So she's going to wait until she could tell the big group and then she would tell Sunny in addition to. So that was that. And now we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next scene. In this episode, we see Nell and Chris. They're sitting down at home and they begin to talk. Chris is going out with a few of his colleagues. They're taking a tour of the new stadium. With that being said, they are pretty much put into the position where they can invest into getting a suite, which is like a skybox at the stadium. Nell then brings up the fact that it would be great that they could bring the kids, their adult children, in on this. And then they kind of delve into talking about Dr. Francis. She really doesn't know how this whole thing applied to her and how she became pretty much the root of the issue. And Chris pretty much said, hey, what they have to do is they have to kind of get down to the root and figure out how they can grow their relationship with their kids, strengthen their relationship with their kids, And she basically is like, yeah, the kids, they go to you because you listen and I react. And pretty much Nell just needs to get it together with her kids. I feel like she wants to give them the best. She coddles them, but at the same time, after she coddles them, she wants them to not be coddled. But that's motherhood for you. Moving on to a couple that we rarely see, Maurice and Kimmi. It seems like since this season started, we barely get to look at them. But nonetheless, here they are. So they are actually about to do a tasting with the group. So as we saw in the previous episode, Maurice and Kimmi have a brand new complex. And in the complex, they've been renting out, like, different businesses within the complex or whatever, and so forth and so on. And so, in that case, they wanted to actually have someone have like some type of restaurant, something that's going to be profitable for their business, as well as, obviously a place that will be able to afford to pay their rent. So they have this caterer come in and she wants to do a tasting so that everybody can kind of see what she's working with. And so far, so good. Like the place looks good, it's decorated really nicely, and everybody starts coming in. So the first person that comes in is Mel. When she comes in, Maurice greets her as the early bird. And she's like, "Oh, you saying that because I'm early?" She gives them a hug, she greets them. Right after Mel comes in, she then says, "Hey, I wanted to make an announcement at your party." And Kimmy's like, "Huh? Like, what kind of announcement you want to make?" She's like, "Oh, it's a good one. It's a good one." And that's so crazy because I feel like if the roles were reversed, I do not feel like Mel would allow Kimmy or anyone else to make any type of announcement at her event without knowing specifically what she was going to say. Um, and that's what I feel. I could be wrong, but I'm probably 99.9% not wrong. But for Mel to say that she has a surprise that she wants to relate at Kimmy's dinner, but she doesn't want to tell Kimmy what it is that she's going to be announcing to her guests is different. I mean, obviously it's not going to be of ill intent, but at the same time, if this was Mel's event, I don't think Mel would have allowed that to go down. But anyway, after Mel says that, then in walks Nell and Chris, and then the guests start pouring in. So as they're talking about it, Kimmi and Maurice said they invited everybody except for Martell. They did not hear from Moses and Sunny, but we already heard previously in the earlier part of the episode that Sunny and Moses would not be going because Sunny did tell Mel that she would not be there. However, she did not uh, tell that to Kimmi because Kimmi had not spoken to Sunny or Moses since the time that they met up. Also, she said that she did invite, Stormy and Courtney. She also invited Trish and Ken. So she invited everybody to come out and do the tasting. And she would not be upset if some people don't show up because of the drama. She doesn't want any drama at the event. So Tisha and Marsau end up coming in after Nell and Chris come in. And Maurice is like, "Okay, do we have a truce?" And Tisha's like, yeah, I don't have any problem with anybody. I just want everybody to be open, honest, air all their grievances out, and that's that. And speaking of airing things out, Mella's like, "Well, I had a property preservation class the other day, and I told some of them to go ahead and go on down to Black and see what's going on, and it was closed. Why is it closed?" Very out there with it and very off guard. So Marcel ends up telling the story about how there was some furniture in there that he didn't pay taxes on. He has beef with some of the people in the community, and so they reported that he didn't pay taxes on that. Mel is like, in all of her years of owning businesses, she has never encountered anything like that. She doesn't know what the heck Marcel was talking about, and she's never even heard of what he's talking about. But at the same time, she hope everything works out for the best. Completely shady but funny, and it was needed for the scene. So we break off into the chef getting herself together. We see Trish and Ken walk in. After that, we see Stormy and Courtney walk in as well.
and Kimmi wants everybody to come and it's time to sit down. Kimmi then says that her and Maurice had bought a mom and pop shop type of eatery and they were looking for someone to fill that space. And so the lady that they're going to be introducing is a person that's going to be fulfilling the space. And she gets introduced. I'm not going to butcher her name, so I'm not going to say it, but just watch the episode for her name. And she was letting everybody know to not bite their fingers as they're eating because they're about to taste some food. She has greens, beans, you name it, mac and cheese, you name it, on the menu. And so they start to eat. People are enjoying the food and they start to have a conversation. As they're starting the conversation, uh, Nell pretty much wants to know, has anyone heard from Destiny? Destiny's missing at the table, and Sunni and Moses are also missing at the table. Trish says that she trained Destiny, and Nell wants to know how she's doing about the whole Sunni and Moses situation. Kimmi says that she did invite Destiny, but Destiny did not confirm or deny whether she would be attending or not. And she also did invite Sunni and Moses as well. But we heard already from Sunni that she would not be able to attend. Trish basically says that, her training with Destiny is going. Destiny has some choice words. Trisha wants to know if the choice words is for Kimmi because Kimmi did meet up with Sunni and Moses. Kimmi then explains that yes, she did meet up with Sunni and Moses, and they did have a conversation. She wanted to know, what was going on. She said that when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, um, Sunni was there for her and was very, very, very nice to her, and she would never forget that. And so, she did have a conversation with Sunni and Moses just to see what was going on. However, she does feel like the way they came about their relationship was wrong. And she does feel like there's two sides to a story. Um, Chris wants to know what does what does everybody think in regards to who is the wrong person, Sunni, Moses, or Destiny. And Kimmi feels like it's more on Moses because Moses was the one that was in the relationship with Destiny and he should have completely removed himself from any communication with Destiny prior to getting with Sunny. Stormy feels like both of them are culpable because both of them were cool. Chris said that he had a conversation with Sunny Moses and pretty much stated that Sunny feels like Destiny blurred the lines between friendship and producer, and Sunny just feels like she did her job well, and that's why. And Tisha was like, no, because after the filming, they were still hanging out and seeing each other, and she would fly whenever. And then they'll put into perspective that whenever Destiny came out to St. Louis, she always met up with Sunny. They would always be hanging together, and this is after the production had stopped. For months, they were hanging out and talking to each other and things of that nature. So the producer relationship, pretty much, she stopped being the producer, she was still in constant communication with Destiny. So pretty much, they're talking about that. This is where Mel goes into confessional stating that she feels like Sunny and Moses are not there to defend themselves, and she's kind of shocked that Kimmi has so much to say because Kimmi had expressed herself how nice Sunny was to her. So she felt that it was kind of wrong for Kimmi to speak out and say anything in regards to that. So Ken and Trisha's relationship gets brought up somewhere, somehow. And she basically says that her husband did have a conversation and her and her husband are going to be getting a divorce. And Ken was saying that before he didn't want to sign anything, he didn't want a divorce, and now the conversation has turned around a bit, so they're pretty much hopeful that the divorce could be done soon so that he can go ahead and propose to Trish and marry Trish. Marsau then states that he spoke with Marquez and he didn't even realize that Marquez was the one that was married to Trish. And this is when Trish says that yes, Marquez told her, and Marquez felt bad about, you know, what was said. And everybody wanted to know what pretty much Marceau said. And he said, pretty much, I said that he owed him a thank you because when one parent drops the ball and other person picks up, that's just what it is. And this is where Ken, starts saying that he takes care of everything, and he's the one looking out for his kids. And yeah, basically Ken is bigging himself up and making it seem like Marquez is definitely not taking care of his responsibilities as a husband and as a father. And this is where a bomb is dropped, and Marceau says, well, hey, being fair, I'm just saying Marquez did put it out there to me that there was some overlapping. Basically, he's putting out there that Ken and Trish were already talking before the relationship with her and Marquez was over. Well, technically not over because they're not divorced. But Ken was already in the picture before Marquez left the marital home. Ken and Trish automatically deny the situation. They're like, no, that's not what happened. But the dates are super confusing. So basically, Trish says that her and her husband broke up around 2019, which is about almost 5 years ago. However, Marceau's question is, when did you guys start talking? Which now they're saying they started talking around 2015, 2016, but they did not see or meet each other. And every time her husband would come around, she would stop talking to him. But if you and your husband didn't end your relationship in 2019 and you guys were talking 2015, 2016, then that means that you were having an emotional relationship, because there's more than one way to cheat. Cheating all does not always have to be physical, right? There's emotional cheating as well as physical cheating. There's different forms of cheating in a relationship. And the emotional aspect of the cheating to me is way worse because you're divulging information about your significant other because you're tired of them. And you're also giving that person the most intimate side of you, because it's one thing to be physical. Anybody could be physical with each other and never speak to each other again. But it's when you're pulling on heartstrings that definitely, for me, weighs a lot more. Cheating is cheating and cheating is wrong. But cheating doesn't always have to be intimate. There's different forms. So for her to drop the ball, drop him whenever her husband comes around, yeah, you're talking to him inappropriately. Inappropriately enough that your husband cannot be privy to your conversation with this man. And that's just a fact. If you have to hide it from your significant other, it's a problem. If you can't let your significant other know, oh, this is my friend and we're just talking, it's nothing serious, then it's a problem. I'm not understanding why you would have to stop talking to Ken when your husband's around if you and Ken are just friends. Yeah. So basically, Marcel was like, okay, well, I mean, that makes sense. Melody comes on and says, well, there's some people that don't understand that you can have conversations with people and it just be conversations. In this case, if you have to hide it, it's not just a conversation. Let's be clear. There are people that can have conversations with people of the opposite sex and it just be conversation. But if you have to hide your conversation, then you know that in the back of your mind, something is wrong with that picture. Period. So anyway, they go to talking about the dates. He says he ran out the gym. He was so scared to see her and meet her. He was so shy, this and that. But then let's not forget when him and Trish had that sit down and she was talking about meeting up at Martell's and them talking about gym stuff on Instagram. What did he say about that? Didn't he not say that that was all BS? Didn't he not say the whole talking on Instagram about the gym and stuff was all BS? Because that's what they used to do? Oh, okay. Moving forward. So now basically the lady comes in, Kimmi thanks her for, the experience, and they move on to another room because Mel has a surprise. In her surprise, she gives them glass bottles to light up. She gives it to the ladies and says she wants to take them on a trip. Marsau's like, where are we going? She's like, I said ladies, and he's like, I'm a I'm a B. Pretty much just joking like y'all want to include me in B activities until I want to be included in the actual trip, which, comedic relief. They open up the bottle and find out they're going to St. Thomas. All the girls said that they're in. Tisha asks if she can invite a plus one. Mel says she can invite a plus one if that's going to make her comfortable. At the end of the day, in confessional, Mel says she is not opposed to Tisha bringing a plus one, but at that point, she should have already known that the plus one is Destiny, and I'm pretty sure she knows, but she's just saying it for the camera that she does not know. Mel also says that she wants to talk to Sunny because she wants to invite Sunny as well. And of course, she's going to talk to her in advance because based on the conversation that happened at the dinner, the ladies are not really feeling her all that much. She also did allude to the fact that whoever Tisha decides to bring, Tisha will have to share rooms, maybe even share beds with them because she literally is inviting some of her single friends as well. And so she wants to make sure that they have space. So now we're at Kimmy's residence with Kimmi and Tisha. Tisha is chowing down on some food and she wants to know why it's so quiet in the house. Monster's away. Even the dog is tired and asleep. And Maurice is in the office. So Kimmi invited Destiny to come over because she wanted to pretty much go over how everything went, find out why Destiny did not come to the tasting, and obviously Tisha also wants to invite Destiny to the trip. So we see Destiny. Destiny comes in and they ask her why she didn't come. She says she didn't come because she had a date and she was out of town. Now, based on Destiny's own words, she has said previously that she likes to date people who don't live in the same state as her so that she gets her peace. And they said, "Oh, we thought that you weren't coming because of the fact that you thought Sunny might be there." And she's like, "I'm not letting anybody run me out of my friend group." And Tisha said, "Sunny trying to steal your friends. Well, that friend over there," pointing at Kimmi. And that's when Kimmi went and told her that she'd had a double date with her and Maurice and Sunny and Moses. To which Destiny says in confessional that she can't stand that her friends are talking to Sunny and Moses. She doesn't like it. And by right, I mean I wouldn't like it either. All in all, Kimmi did say that they had a double date. She spoke to her, and then she also let her know once again that Sunny was super nice to her during the experience of her cancer treatment, and Sunny was there for her. So she wanted to hear Sunny out. So they spoke. She said that at the end of the day, she also knows that Martell had shown the house, and Destiny wants her finder's fee if they buy said house, and which I would want my finder's fee too. She let it know that Martell did say that, at the end of the day, he's Team Destiny. If stuff should go left, he's going to be Destiny all day. And Kimmi feels like that's the same way that they all feel, is that in spite of, them talking, if things should go left, they're going to be on Destiny's side. And, they also talked about relaxation. Tisha gives her the bottle that contained the note stating that Mel is taking them on a vacation. Destiny's like, you know what? I'm about to just get this back to you. She didn't want to go because she said, do you remember the last time you went somewhere of Melodies without being invited? Tisha said, "Hey, you're a part of the friend group, so why shouldn't you come? Why shouldn't you be there? And plus, Mel is bringing her single friends too, so there's gonna be people there that's not in the group that's going to be there. So, you should definitely come." Kimmi says that normally on the trips is when they actually kind of get some type of resolve, and maybe that might be the trip that gets Destiny and Melody on the same page yet again. So she just gives a look like she's not really too sure. And that's the end of the scene. So let's move on to the next one. We start off the scene with Melody. She is at a boutique getting some pieces to go away with on her island vacation. And she invited Sunny. So she said she wanted to invite Sunny because she wanted to give her the heads up that girls weren't really checking for her.
And yeah, she was really truthful in regards to what she said, and she low-key brought her because she wanted to give her a makeover. I'm not even gonna hold you, like, I don't even want to say makeover because she didn't technically try to do a full makeover, but basically she was saying, homegirl, you got to get your looks together, pretty much. So once Sunny got there, they greeted each other, and Melody got down to business and was like, look, um I went to Kimmy's thing the other day, and the girls, they ain't really feeling you like that. So I want to give you the heads up that they not really feeling you like that, so you can make the decision on whether you really want to come to the trip or not. And the last thing they need to be talking about is what you wearing. So we here to go shopping today. So you can get something so you can look cute, so that these girls have one less thing to talk about. Sunny's kind of taken aback to it because she's like, what? They don't, what? They've been saying this? And she's like, well, I had a conversation with Kimmy and it was great. And Mel is like, oh, so you had a conversation with Kimmy and it was great? Really? Oh, you felt good about that conversation? Really? Oh, she was saying nice things about you? Really? Well, at the tasting, she was bragging about how nice you've been to her, how kind you've been to her when she was going through her thing. And then when other people started bringing up things about the situation, she kind of diverted from that and basically said, what you did wasn't right and stuff like that. And Sunny's like, what else was said? And then that's when Mel says that, well, Stormy said, you want to move to Huntsville out of all the places in the world that you can move. While Huntsville, basically, they think that you're trying to rub it in Destiny's face. But I was sitting there quiet because I mean, the world don't revolve around no Destiny. So Sunny's like, yeah, I agree with that, like nodding her head. And I feel like when it comes to Sunny, how I've been seeing it as the episodes have progressed, Sunny is going to do anything to be a part of Mel's circle. She wants to be friends with Mel so bad. I'm not talking about acquaintances. She don't want to be acquaintances. She want to be real friends with Melody Cherie. She want to be that girl's friend. Even with certain things that happen outside of the show, she mentions Mel a lot. You could tell she's really inspired by Mel and wants to be her friend. But we're not here to discuss things outside of the actual episode. So back onto the episode, Mel basically solidifies the fact that none of these girls actually checking for her. Mel says that she doesn't believe in a girl code. F their girl code, because she's literally seen Kimmy say that Martell is a good guy and that how she would never call the baby mama a side chick. I'll never call her a side chick. And she's actually upset that Kimmy and Tisha are friends with Martell and Destiny, with everything that she's personally been through with them. The fact that they were friends, she's been to their house, they've been to her house, they've cooked for each other, hung out with each other, went on vacations together. She just didn't think that these group of girls would have done that to her. And therefore, she not really cool on them like that. And Sunny's like, well, maybe because they're friends with Destiny. And Mel's like, well, I'm not. So that's that. And they end up trying on an outfit. Mel comes out in her one-piece bathing suit. Bathing suit is super cute. And Sunny comes out in this blue jumpsuit, 2 times too big for her. Looking weird. Mel is like, what you got on, girl? Like, Sunny definitely needs a stylist. No cap. She needs a stylist. That outfit looks terrible on her. Like, she needs a stylist badly. Hopefully she gets one. But anyways, that is the end of the episode. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to see the girls trip? I am excited to see the girls trip. I want to know what pops off. I heard some things behind the scenes that I'm not privy to talk about, so it is what it is. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. And until next time, bye.